Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the next edition of Mock Draft Mondays. All right, we're gonna head into Mock Draft 4.0, but let's go over our initial mock drafts that we went through. The 1.0 and the 2.0 and the 3.0. You can see here we covered Calvin Ridley was the number one in 1.0. We went defense for Sean Evans, and then you guys helped me pick what position for mock draft 3.0. So we went Will Hernandez. For this fourth one, I asked you guys, what did you want to do? Did you want to move up? And the decision was to move up. So without further ado, let's get right into the mock draft. Alright, here we go. Big 4.0 7-round mock with the trade up. Let's see what we do, guys. Here we go. Alright, so the trade was been made with the Packers. We take the 14th pick in the first round. We take Harold Landry. We sent them our first round pick, second round pick to move up 5 spots. And they gave us their 14th pick and the first pick in the 4th round. So pretty good trade here, good value. We get our future here, pass rushing apex predator in Harold Landry. We're not sure if we're going to be able to get DeMarcus Lawrence on the long-term deal. But if we are, that's good. If we don't, we have a guy in place who can get to the quarterback. Harold Landry will cause a lot of menace to quarterbacks in the league. Good pick there. 30-day visit, so there's a lot of interest there. Let's go on to the next pick. We don't have the second round pick, so we go into the 3rd round where we make our next selection. Nathan Shepard out of Fort Hays, the big defensive tackle. 1 tech who has 3 tech traits, can bring a lot of pressure, collapse the pocket, plays the run well, just has a non-stop motor. Still a little bit raw, so I think he will be available here in the 3rd round for us, and this pick makes a lot of sense. Alright, so and he was a 30 visit for the Cowboys, so the interest is high. Let's move on to the next pick. Naheem Hines. This is the pick that we acquired from the Packers in that trade. Makes a lot of sense here. Speedy guy, runs a 4.38. He's going to put a lot of pressure on the secondary, get him on the screen, get him on the outs, flats. He'll put a lot of pressure on the linebackers, cornerbacks. Very hard, very deceptive run style, elusive. So I like this one here. Cowboys have a lot of interest. They worked him out, did a private workout, brought him in for a 30 visit. So I could see him going here, but honestly, in the real draft, they might have to go a little bit higher to get him. All right, so let's go on to the next pick here. All right, 4th round, Josie Jewell. Cowboys love the Big Ten when it comes to defenders. We've covered that before, and they're going to add another guy here. Basically, you're swapping out Anthony Hitchens for another Iowa linebacker. They do have interest here. They've met with Josie Jewell. He's not for everybody, but he is from the Big Ten. He does fulfill depth for the Cowboys. Captain, very durable player. So look for the Cowboys to pull the trigger here if he's available. All right, moving on to our 3rd, 4th round pick in this draft, our comp pick. And this time we're going to EQ St. Brown. EQ St. Brown, very good player, can get down the field, can run all the route tree, and has good hands, reliable, durable, and just somebody that the Cowboys will have interest in. They love the Notre Dame program, so they are familiar with the prospect here, and he's going to fulfill depth there and help replace some of these aging receivers that we still have on the roster. Alright, so let's move on to the next pick. Going into the 5th round, we're taking, this is our comp pick, Cole Madison. Covered him in a couple of my mock drafts already. He's still available here. This is another guy I think that has a legit possibility of going earlier, but the Cowboys have high interest here. Worked him out, private visit, 30-day visit. So very high interest in Cole Madison, like we've talked about, and he'll give you depth there at guard. Look for him to bounce inside. Let's go to the next pick. All right. Moving into the 6th round now, Christian Sam. This is a name that has just popped up for the Cowboys. They recently added him to a workout, private workout, not a 30 visit, but he's one of these guys that they decided to take a closer look at. Pretty aggressive linebacker, physical. I could see why they have interest in him. Now, if he's available here, go ahead and pull the trigger on him. All right, go on to the next pick. Maurice Fountain, covered him as well. He was available again in this mock draft. And like a lot of these picks here at the end, I'm not so sure these guys are going to fall this far into the draft, but he was available, took him, double-did the receiver. They're going to continue to purge and churn this wide receiver core, make it young, and get on the same page with Dak. Okay, So the next pick, 6th round pick, Joshua Kalu. Cowboys met with him. High interest in Kalu. You know, more of a strong safety, but you know, gives the Cowboys depth. You know, especially if we're going to be moving some guys around. We don't know what we're going to do with Byron yet. You know, there's this. We suspect that we're going to move him, but we're not sure. Jeff Heath, Xavier Woods. So adding him into the mix would be a good choice for the Cowboys. Also, will contribute on special teams. Let's go to the next pick. Final pick of the draft, Chase Litton, big arm guy from Marshall. Cowboys are looking to add another young arm into the mix to compete with Cooper Rush. So adding Chase Litton here would make a lot of sense. And they have met with him. They did a workout with him at his pro day. So that's where we're at with the mock draft 4.0. Alright guys, really appreciate everybody checking out the 4.0. Here's a quick look at the picks. And as usual guys, thanks for voting on what you wanted me to do for this mock draft 4.0. We moved up, we got our edge rusher, an instant impact player on defense who will contribute day one. So as usual guys, continue to like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you for the next video. Thanks guys.